that this love for your wives, for your children, if it exceeds the limit of the Sharia, there should be love between the spouses. It is something wanted, but it must also be to a level, to a limit, no more. If it exceeds the limit, then there is something wrong, that can happen. And we have seen that ayah in Surah Al-Taghabun. Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu inna min azwajikum wa auladikum aduwwan lakum fahdharuhum. O you who believe, from among your wives and children, there are enemies for you. So beware of them. Why? Because there is a potential danger in the love that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has produced in your heart for your wives and for your children. This love can, if you are not on the alert, if you are not careful, maybe, that this love for your children, your family, your wife, it may take you astray. It may persuade you to go on haram, because I must give the best education to my children, and that is not possible within the halal means. Let me go to some business which is haram, because I have to give them the best education. And it costs, very high, very dearly. Because the wife, has asked for something, and you can't refuse out of love for her. If you can't fulfill her desire through permissible means, halal means, you turn towards the haram means. So actually, now this love for your wife and your children is actually dangerous for you. They are your enemies now, because your eternal life is going to be doomed due to the love of your family, love of your wife and love of your children. Please memorize these words of the Quran. This is ayah number 14 of Surah Al-Taghabun. We have read it, discussed it in detail. Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu inna min azwajikum wa auladikum aduwwan lakum fahdharuhum. Although I mentioned at that time also that the balance in the teaching of the Quran, this ayah gives us a very beautiful example. Because the second part of the ayah is وَإِن تَعْفُوا وَتَصْفَحُوا وَتَغْفِرُوا فَإِنَّ اللَّهَ غَفُورٌ رَحِيمٌ. It should not result in that your home or family life becomes a battleground. Always fighting, quarreling, always, saying harsh words to your wives or your children. No. وَإِن تَعْفُوا. If you keep on forgiving, وَتَصْفَحُوا, and just ignoring something you see and just pose that you have not seen. فَاسْفَحُوا وَتَغْفِرُوا, and if you cover up, because ghafar means to cover. Mighfar means the helmet with which the head was covered to save it from the sword or anything else that is coming, and from the bullets even today. The soldiers, they wear these steel helmets. It is mighfar. Ghafar means to cover something. So if you go on forgiving them, ignoring their shortcomings and covering up their faults, then Allah is also Ghafoor and Rahim. Don't you need that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala should forgive your sins? So you should also forgive. So have this forgiveness, but beware of their enemy, their enmity, the potential enmity which is there. The red signal should be there. You should be on the alert. You should always be cautious that this love shouldn't increase a definite level, a definite limit. It should remain below the love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, below the love of the messenger of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wa sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, and below the love of jihad fi sabilillah.